The strange thing about overcoming things is you can't really tell if you overcame them or not because you're too close to it. Any artist, the strange thing for any artist is you can never encounter your work for the first time. I can sit down and read a poem by Ed Hirsch and have a response to it. But I can't sit down and read my own work because I've seen it in so many versions. I know nothing about it looks new to me or permits me the chance to occupy a relation to it in which I could see it new. So I see more failure than success if I look at something I've written. I think writing about, I have a book called The Violent Act, which is about a woman whose husband was murdered by a man who went on a rampage. And it's sort of about the permanent shadow that was cast across her life by this event. I also have written about a group of Cambodian women who went hysterically blind in the concentration camps run by Pol Pot, and who ended up in California. And it's by hysterically blind, I mean they were actually, when they arrived in California, they were as if blind, but they were sent to, in order to collect public benefits, they were sent to, be examined. And very sophisticated eye testing machines would discover that the electrical impulses were being delivered to the brain. There was nothing wrong with their eyes, but these women couldn't see. The atrocities that they'd seen had blinded them. And some of them were almost light dark blind, some of them were blurred. And it was, but trying to get these women to recall the atrocities was difficult. I mean, what comes back to me is the thought of, there's the technical, is the thought of how difficult it is to confront very, and with Ed Hirsch also, very terrible emotional ground. I have a book called Big Sugar, which is set in Florida, not all that far from here, out by Lake Okeechobee, about the men who used to come from the West Indies to cut the sugarcane crop and did this brutal, dangerous stoop labor, and getting them to speak to me was a little bit of a challenge.